What's up YouTube? So at the end of September 2024, I did a small Canada tour where I had a couple of dates in different cities. I was invited to speak to students of Simon Fraser University School of Contemporary Arts, and then I performed shows in Vancouver, Montreal, Saskatoon and Edmonton. I did a couple of workshops as well, and I enjoyed Canada so much that I missed my flight back home. As I waited for the next flight, I was invited as a guest on a friend's show on the student radio of the University of Alberta, or as the Canadians call it, Alberta. Very conscious messages. In her music, she's always talking about like the struggle of women who've been abandoned by like their partners and they have to fend for their family, you know. Anyways, every time I travel, I look out for deals on gear since it is very expensive back at home. So I bought myself 3 CDJs. Unfortunately, they are made for 120 volts Canadian power, and back home we use 240 volts. The only way I could use them is to connect them to a bulky step-down transformer. The other option is to rewind the transformers, so I used this opportunity to learn about transformer rewinding. I started by measuring the outputs of the transformer when it is running at 110 volts, which gave me the following voltages. What we want is to keep the secondary winding voltages, so the options are to rewind the primary with double the turns and keep the secondary turns the same, or keep the primary turns and reduce the secondary windings by half because transformers work in ratios. When I connected the transformer to 240 volts, my safety lamp came on, which means it was drawing too much current at idle. So the only option was to rewind the primary coil, but unfortunately, it did not have much space left on the bobbin. I decided to look for a similarly sized transformer that was designed for 240 volts and rewind the secondaries instead. Every transformer has what's called a turns to volts ratio, and this is critical to produce the right output voltages. I counted 45 turns on the secondary of the new transformer, which produces 15 volts at no load with the primary at 240 volts. This means 1 turn on the secondary will give us 15 over 45, which is equal to 0.33 volts. So we use this value to determine how many windings we will need to produce each respective secondary output. Easy, right? So what remains is to construct the new transformer and see whether our theory is correct.